Today's tip is specific to exercise, but really, as with all the techniques in the Bravo formula, it can apply to any aspect of our lives where we're trying to improve our skills and abilities. It's about using the concepts of deliberate practice and obtaining some immediate feedback to ensure that whatever exercise we're doing is being done correctly. We've talked about using the concepts of deliberate practice, setting, a very specific goal, obtaining immediate feedback, and like working on technique before outcome. And we've talked about how this is the surest way to rapidly improve any skill. So this tip, it's based on work done by Anders Ericsson, a professor of psychology at the University of Florida. Anytime we look to change anything, we need feedback. We need some information to make sure that we're on the right path. With weight loss, we use the scale and our journal to provide that feedback. It's information that either reinforces the action we've been taking. If the weight's going down, then hey, the plan's working. If it's not, then we need to analyze our day-to-day actions and see what needs to change. With feedback, just like motivation, we talked before, there's extrinsic, which is coming from outside you. The alarms you set on your watch to remind you to drink some water. Or there's intrinsic, coming from within you. You're just thirsty. And just like motivation, what we really want is intrinsic feedback. It should come from within. It should come from inside. So with any exercise, really any physical movement, kinesthetic awareness is the ability to feel the muscles, the position of your joints in space, to intrinsically understand your body position. It's what makes a great athlete. It's the difference between Wayne Gretzky and, the house league guy. That Wayne, he knows exactly where he's at. So they just know how to move and where they are at all times. Now, bodybuilding, powerlifting, and personal training has taught me that kinesthetic awareness is a skill. It's a skill to be developed. Sure, there are some people that are naturally better athletes, but it doesn't matter where you start. If you set a specific goal, you get some immediate feedback, and you focus on your technique before your outcome, you will get better, right? Now better at what, you might be asking? Well, this is about using some visual feedback to ensure that your technique is sound on any of the exercises we've demonstrated. Let's go with the deadlift. But before we do that, feedback, the idea of visual feedback, there's several different kinds. There's auditory feedback. If we go back to the watch example, that little buzzer, you heard that. That's some, time for me to go get some water. There's tactile. I'm a personal trainer. If I put my hand on your bicep and say you should feel it there, that's another form of feedback. So now back to the deadlift. Your outcome, your big goal. Let's say it might be chronic, less chronic back pain, or it might be a nicer butt. Regardless, engaging your glutes and hinging at the hip are specifics that improve deadlifting technique. And if deadlifting technique is done right, it's a sure way to a strong back and a nice butt. And this is where the mirrors in the gym come in. There are some people that see that mirror as a friend, a beloved friend, which, that could be really irritating. But there are others that see it as a foe, and it's sad. I work with people who don't want to look at themselves in the mirror, and I just find that disheartening. The mirror is a tool. It's an extrinsic visual feedback that helps us find the right body position, which over time and with repetition and attention to the form, it becomes something that you feel naturally. You don't need the mirror. You know inside when you're in the right spot. So when you're in the gym and you're doing the deadlift, glance in the mirror. Make sure you have a nice tight arch in your back, your knees are turned slightly outward, and that it looks like you're hinging at the hip. Use the mirror for feedback to ensure that your technique is perfect. So have an excellent day.